it's fake. Another cool attacks, she's beating down her backs, she's making tracks for the exit. Oh, the ghost is here, it's a crook in a suit. The ghost is here, he's pretending to loot. The ghost is here, I'm with him, he's fake. It doesn't matter where we go, we know a ghost is gonna show. And so we look for the bogus, look for the scam. And every time the ghost is a sham. We see an eerie light, you know the moon is right. You just might sight a monster. And the ghost is here, it's a frightening task to face our fears and the creeping the mask. Till the ghost is here, there's no reason to ask. He's fake. The ghost is here, it's a crook in a suit. The ghost is here, he's pretending to loot. The ghost is here, I'm with him, he's fake. We see an eerie light, you know the moon is right. You just might sight a monster. The ghost is here, it's a frightening task to face our fears and the creeping the mask. Till the ghost is here, there's no reason to ask. He's fake.
Feeling hard, imprisons me. Careless eyes, blind to see. Empty words, an iron cage. Broken heart, bleeding rage. If time we part, set me free, uncage my heart.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Hydrate, redeem, or hydrate, or whatever. Sorry, I was just so into that song. Oh my god, it reminds me of. That song is old, but I only heard about it like a few years ago, and I'm like, okay, not whatever. I'm drinking, But let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kiara Strings. I am a trans woman, and this is the early stream. Hi, Blopsy. How are you? And not from a tall glass. This is a tall cup. This is a tall cup. 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 Not glass. This is a tall cup. This is a cup. A tall glass is this. A tall glass of water is this. I haven't had a tall glass of water since the weekend. So, do the kids still say that? But I hope you're doing okay, Plopsy. It is acceptable. Like, because here's the thing. I will never have a tall glass of water on stream because that is going to throw off my memento. How should I know? I'm no kid. Don't you mean I'm a kid? How should I know I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare? I'm an aging old granny. Hey, listen, just because you're aging doesn't mean, hey, just because you're an aging old granny doesn't mean that you're not a cool old granny, you know? Um, hey, we're all gonna get older, you know? The music that we listen to is gonna become dad rock, you know? Hell, even the music that's coming out today is going to become at dad rock. You're aging right now. That's because we are time traveling to the future. And the future is now. But the future is in the past because it's been the present only for a moment. The future is the moment. Therefore, it's in the past or the future. Or something like that. I don't know. Some mumbo bimping jump up or whatever. Do 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 do. Happy birthday, Blopsy! Welcome. Happy birthday. Happy. Yeah. Happy. Um. Damn it! If it was your unbirthday, I would have sang that song from Alice in Wonderland. But happy birthday to you. I can't sing, so I'm not going to, but I hope your birthday goes well for the rest of the day. Um, yeah, I hope it absolutely goes well and sweet, you know? Um, yeah, I absolutely hope that it absolutely goes really well. Um, betrayal. I refuse to tell anybody my birthday. Because I do not like my birthday at all. So you can't make me, you definitely cannot make me, um, um, talk about my birthday. You absolutely can't. You can't make me, you can't make me. um, oh god, my frames are dropping again. That's great. You would think that everything would be okay after yesterday's fiasco, but nope. Dropped frames. Badass. But I do hope that your birthday goes absolutely. Today's extra special because I expect a nice, excellent. Um, Birthdays are extra special when an event actually happens, and you don't have to think about your birthday. Just like I never. Problem is, they call from the call this morning. There's only 2 hours left and still nothing. Maybe call them. Um, that's what I usually do. Just call them. You know, if they call in the morning, like, here's the thing. Or maybe they're gonna call late morning because they also have other phone calls to make. Because sadly, you probably are not the first main priority, but they're gonna come sooner because they have to deal with other people first. I'm not saying that you're not important. I'm just saying that they have to deal with others first, you know? So it's not your fault, but if it actually does not come, if they don't actually do call you, then absolutely call them first. You know? Totally fine if you call them first. Um, yeah. But yeah, you are going to look. I get it, but also stress. Yeah, I get it. Stress is a huge factor, and you're not alone. You know, you are absolutely not alone in terms of stress. I really should have restarted my computer because I am dropping frames. I really should have restarted my computer. I had all day. Um, my God. Like, I genuinely had all day, but no. But I get it, stress. But if you do want to move forward with your life, I would suggest taking that first step. You know? Um, I would suggest taking that absolute first step. You know? It's stressful, but first steps are usually stressful. You know? Um, so you are not alone, you know? Um, you are absolutely not alone. Gonna fail. Do 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 do. Um, yeah, you know. Um, but you're not alone. Okay. Um, I'm saying this very out loud. Bang in your eyes. Sorry, there's a Metallica song that's in my head. It's genuinely in my head. It's catchy, but it's one of the most saddest songs ever by Metallica. The God That Failed, which is pretty much about James Hetfield just raging against God because his mother had cancer and it could have been treated, but she was part of a religion where it was like, no, I don't need modern medicine. I could just like pray to God and that will make me feel better. And then she died. So it's pretty much like raging against organized religion, and it's haunting in my head. You know, it's still haunting. Um, yeah, like holy crumbs. Um, fade in your eye. I still have I'm just a kid in my head. I wonder why. I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry about that. Um, yeah, I'm very sorry about that. It just sort of happened. I'm not. It just happened. Okay. I'm not even a fan of the band. You know. I'm not a fan of the band itself. You know. Yeah, I'm absolutely not a fan of that band Simple Plan. But you know, it's not going like listen to anything else. You know, listen to anything else then. Um. Yeah, like holy crap, just listen to it, you know? Um, just listen to it. The gotta fail. Da. Do 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 do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for putting that in your head. I didn't mean to. But then you are watching a stream where I talk about music a lot, but um yeah, I don't want to be cruel, not a fan of the band or the music. I am not a fan of either. It's not because the band did anything bad. Actually, come to think, okay, wait, scratch that. One of the ex band members was accused of sexual harassment, so he ended up being fired from the band. But other than that, the band themselves seem totally nice. The problem is that the band does not grow their sound. Like they did not grow their sound after the year 2003, you know? Um like Yeah, they did not grow their sound after 2003. That is the main problem. They're a pop punk band, but they're pretty much really, really basic pop punk bands. Like, and here's the thing, I do like pop punk. I'll give you an example of like somebody who's pop punk and they grew. Green Day. Green Day used to be like really, really pop punk in like the 90s. This is their breakthrough album. And like, it absolutely is kind of bare bones. Like, if I could suggest you any album to play guitar with, if you're starting guitar, play along with this because it is bare bones and it is absolutely really easy to play a lot of the songs because it's really really simple, but it still talks about stuff from when you were a teenager, like anxiety, depression, bisexuality. Like, it's pretty much all here, but it's simplified, you know. And then a year later they came out with Insomniac, which is actually pretty much the same thing, except it's darker. It is much, much more darker than Dookie. Like, it's pretty much like the same album, except one is bare bones and one is a lot more metallic. And I've grown to appreciate Insomnia despite the fact that it's pretty much like the same album, except the sound is different. Um, but yeah, like I do like pop punk. Also, another example. Hold on. Another example. Another good example. Hi DJ Alpha Omega, how are you? Let me give you a shout out here. If you're not following DJ, I'm pretty sure all of you are, but if you're not following him, there we go. I don't know what's going on with OBS. If you're not following him, go follow him. He is absolutely amazing. Um, but how are you, DJ? It's been 24, 22 hours. But I hope you're doing okay. Um, but yeah, just talking about pop punk and Simple Plan and how they didn't grow their sound at the very least. But another band who actually grew their sound is this band, Sum 41. Okay, this is their only album I have by them, but this is when they started getting really, really good. They started out as like a teeny bopper band, pop punk band that was pretty much very 2000s. And then this album comes out and it's just like thrash metal and heavy metal all throughout. And then cut to present day where it's pretty much like a lot of thrash metal. So like, it's not that pop punk is banned, you just have to have a place where you can attack it from. And Simple Plan does not have that really. And I'm not saying they're a bad band, but they are just so firmly in their place that it's like, what's the point of listening to their newer material if there's nothing to grasp on? You know, there's nothing to grasp on in their like new material. It just seems, it just genuinely seems like they haven't like grown. They haven't grown their sound, you know? Green Day or Green Dye. Green Dye. Um, I was gonna say Green Day, the Scottish band, because there is a Scottish band out there called Green Day. Um, Scottish. I think they're Scottish. I'm not sure. Scottish band. They were on an episode of Community. Oh crumbs. Um, Hold on. Like, it's an actual band. Like, it is an actual. Okay, probably not an actual band. Hold on, let me check something. Um. Oh, crumbs. I don't even know if it actually is an actual band. Jesus. Ish. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Oh my god, I did not know that. Blopsy, I didn't know that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ish. Blopsy went over my head. That's good. Oh my god. That is amazing. Oh my god. Somebody else watches Community, and that actually went over my head. Like, honestly, I completely forgot about the different spelling of day. Oh my god. And they're fictional. I genuinely thought that they were like, um, I think they're fictional. I think there is an actual band called Green Day. Um, like, oh my god. Green Dye. Green Dye. Man. Like, I swear there was an actual band who spelt it the same. To be fair, Community is pretty old right now. Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. They started in 2009, but nobody watched the show. Like, very few people watched the show. And I want to do a rewatch of that. I want to do a rewatch of the show because all I know is that the first two seasons the first three seasons are really good. The fourth season is something you can skip over, and then that the last two seasons are fine. It's just that it was one of those. It's missing so much, so it's just like spinning out a little bit, but the creativity is there. So it's not at its former glory, but the D&D episode I like. The problem is that because of blackface, it ended up being pulled from streaming. It's like you like people actually panicked. No, certain people panicked about the blackface, even though it was pretty much like, yeah, it's not even like, and the people absolutely forget that, like, it's an actual class, but like Chang went so far into it, like a little too far, and it's like, But the main episode is pretty much about like the group wanting to help the somebody outside of their group, just to say that they're not self-centered. And like it absolutely is a heartwarming episode, and the actor who plays Neil does a great job, and it's pretty much like one of the only episodes where he actually has a focus. And then to have the streaming service actually be pulled is just like, wow. It wasn't, I don't think it was Dan Harmon. It was pretty much like in universe Shirley was like, so we're not going to talk about this hate crime. Like that's all it went to, and then it was explained. Like people, like, I mean, you could easily cut that out. You could cut that out. You can cut out that scene. And even the actress who plays Shirley says that it was an unbelievably amazing episode, and like it actually added to character development, especially between Neil and what's his name, Pierce. Like there was genuine development, and like I'm guessing people are like, but there's blackface in it. Why not just why not just like put out a warning and say there's probably blackface in it? Like we're not sure. Like here's the thing, like it's so Disney can hide Song of the South because they don't know if it's racist or not, and then put it out there. Like everybody knows that, but Disney itself is not like sure about that. But once they see blackface, it's just like you don't even know the context. Like that's the problem. Like yeah, like there has to be context. Like for example, Tropic Thunder. A lot of people said that Robert Downey Jr. was racist because of blackface in that movie. What they probably didn't know about until they probably did watch it was that like here's the thing. Disney so-called doesn't want the movie to actually be part of their repertoire because Song of the South is a little much and it is somewhat racist for them, but they're not sure, but they don't want to take the chances. Like, they're not sure, but they don't want to take the chances, so they probably kind of hide their art, but at the same time, copies of Song of the South are out there. But Robert Downey Jr.'s character in the movie is doing blackface, but in universe, he's called out on it multiple times. And it's not because it's black, and also, he's not making fun of blackface. He's making fun of the fact that the movie makes fun of the fact that method acting can go so far that they're gonna that method actors do not know when they've crossed the line. And people are like, oh, method acting isn't that bad. Well, what about Jared Leto? Jared Leto is one of the most notorious method actors. Like the sets when he was on what's it called, Suicide Squad, where he was playing the Joker in character all that time. He was in character all that time, and what did he do? He ended up being like one of the actresses who plays Katana actually went to Jared Leto and she was like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And Jared Leto was like, and then I'm pretty sure Joker would do that, maybe, but at the same time, sometimes he was a normal human being and he would not send dead rats to everybody or like use condoms. That seems less like the Joker and more like an edgelord trying so hard to be cool or being a prankster. The Joker kills people, you know? The Joker absolutely kills people. And you know a method actor who actually does do it well? Heath Ledger's Joker absolutely does that well because he actually wasn't. He was not in character, but he studied the character. He changed his voice, you know? And the actors themselves were scared of him a little bit, but at the same time, when the cameras were not rolling, he just seemed like a very calm person, and he was always doting on his daughter. So yeah, you can method act, but you don't have to be a complete prick about it. Um, yeah, and also there's Jared Leto in Morbius, where, like, yes, he was playing somebody who was in the wheelchair, but he didn't always have to be in the wheelchair because apparently, according to some reports, he would have to use the washroom, but he would take longer than usual. If you want to method act, you just have to feel the emotion, you know? And also another type of method acting is, changing your voice, like Chadwick Boseman. He that like his character had an accent, but it was a different accent than his own. But he kept up that accent even during shooting because he didn't want to lose that accent. Like he was still him, but with like the Ugandan accent or the Black Panther accent. Um, so like it's just like Tropic Thunder uses blackface to make fun of method acting going to its extremes, you know? Um, and when people in the 2020s actually tried to cancel Robert Downey Jr. for wearing blackface, without it's clear that they've never watched Tropic Thunder at all. Like it's absolutely clear. Like when that movie came out, it went for at first everybody was just like wanting to cancel Robert Downey Jr. for doing blackface, and then people came out of the movie saying like he was the funniest character. There is a good reason as to why Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor all those years ago. He lost to Heath Ledger for The Dark Knight, but it was kind of like a shoe-in, kind of sort of. But even the Oscars, even like Hollywood was part of the joke. They knew what it was, and Tropic Thunder was a parody of modern Hollywood with the crooked executives, the massive egos, the productions that go on to be very, very troubled. And it's still despite the fact that it is dated, there is actual, it is pretty much what I call the network of the 2000s, because a lot of it is so true. And that's pretty much what a movie like Lady Ballers does not do. Um, but that's why, so, like, and it's sad that in terms of that community episode, people miss the point. It's like, it's not because the blackface, it's a blackface joke, but it's out of ignorance. You know? It's blackface, but it's out of ignorance, and it's from one of the most ignorant characters on the show. They're not doing it just because it's like, oh, like, we're bringing blackface back. No. Even in the episode, it is pretty much, like, called out. It's called out by one of the characters, you know? And, like, even back at the time, nobody said anything. Apparently, when it first aired, as far as I remember, as far as I remember, that's the thing. As far as I remember, because I didn't go on internet forums or anything, nobody really complained about the blackface in that episode because they knew it was part of the joke and they knew it was wrong. And then, like, Chang left the episode afterwards, you know? And it's really sad that they pulled it just because it's because of the black. It's like you do like there's only so much, like, what's going to be the point of certain things, you know? Like, what's going to be next in terms of, like, what to, like, pull off? It's like there's, like, a guy dressed as a girl. It's like, okay, then that's, like, when is it going to end? You know, it's going to be like, how long will it end? You know, like, I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of, like, people actually, like, hopping on certain trains, you know, just because it's like they see somebody in blackface in the past 30 years and they want to, like, they're going to complain, you know? Um yeah. But it's okay. I don't know. Some people just want to complain just for the sake of it, you know? I mean, what? Here's the thing, Blopsy. One day, like, maybe one day they're going to, like, um my select Holmes, how are you? Welcome on in. I hope you're doing okay. Um my god, why am I dropping frames? You would think that it would be okay, like, afterwards. Like, after all this time it will be okay. I am dropping frames. Um oh god. Okay, I am dropping frames like a mofo. Okay, I'm going to be here's the thing. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back shortly. I'm going to have to restart the computer. I might have to restart the computer in a moment, probably because my frames are dropping, and it's like, I mean, it's fine now, but my frames are just dropping for no reason. Um oh god, like, I was looking at it. It's not like yesterday was like 40,000 dropped frames, and I'm like, what is going on with you? But I hope you're having a wonderful day, Moiselek Holmes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Um, yeah, I hope I'm absolutely pronouncing your name properly. One day they're going what? I don't know. I forgot. I genuinely forgot. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. um, One day people are just going to go ahead and just complain about, like, anything so they can pull it off, like, streaming services. Like, it's one thing to like, complain about, like, yeah, it's one thing to keep complaining about stuff, but god, there's only so much that you can, like, yeah, there's only so much that you can absolutely say, hey, look, so how much are you just going to complain about, you know? Like, I'm kind of just tired of, you know, I'm genuinely just tired of people wanting to almost properly, like the Moises Island and the moist. Oh crap! And sent from the joy. Okay, okay, I gotcha. Um, Moistlock Holmes. Like from the name Joyce, Moistlock Holmes. Okay. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I apologize. Um, but welcome on in. We're just talking about like pretty much censorship going so like way too far. Like we were, Blopsy and I were talking about an episode of Community, which is Blopsy's personal favorite. The D&D episode where a character like where for about a minute a character is in blackface, and that's enough for streaming services to like pull it, even though it adds on to the character development of um yeah, it adds on to the character development of most of the time two people, you know? And it's sad because like again, like I said, the actor playing Neil, this was pretty much a shining moment, and then they just pulled it off the surface because of 1 minute of blackface, which was called out. I mean, what's next? They're gonna like, what are they gonna do next? Are they going to pull Tropic Thunder because of blackface? Even though it was bad in universe, and it was just like it was just like satirizing um, method acting and method actors, which by the way, like method acting going too way too far is still a thing. What can I say? I'm a D&D nerd. So is my boyfriend. Um, hold on. You know what? Hold on a minute. All right, hold on. Ugh. This is my boyfriend's player's handbook and a dungeon master's guide. Since he is currently just playing, like yesterday, he was playing, DMing a game with other friends. So he has multiple books of this, and he has a book over there that is open. I just didn't want to get it. So this is the player handbook, and this is the dungeon master's guide. Again, this is not um, like I am not into D&D all that much, but it is a lot of work put into it. And it's not a weird name. I mean, my name is Kiara Strings. That's kind of odd, isn't it? But yeah, my I'm surrounded by D&D nerds, funnily enough. I am just surrounded, aren't I? Like, yeah, I'm just surrounded, aren't I? Like, this is like huge. He has a few of them. He has a cyberpunk book, but yeah, like I am surrounded by like people who are really into D&D, aren't I? Whether in Twitch or in real life. It's it's absolutely insane. Um yeah, hold on, I'm going to put these back. Oh god. I think those are the only ones he has. Yeah, I think those are the only ones he actually has, you know? Um yeah, I think yeah, those are the only ones he no, he has 3 of them. I'm pretty sure he has more. It's just that I don't usually like you think that's weird, try Blopsy. I don't think Blopsy is weird. I've never thought it was weird. I just thought it was fine, you know? The Trash Dragon? Blopsy the Trash Dragon. Eh, I don't think that's weird. Honestly, I genuinely don't think it's weird. Like, honestly, no. I genuinely don't think that's weird. I've come across weirder, but you know, when I saw your name for the first time, Blopsy, I didn't think of it. I didn't think anything of it. You know? So it's absolutely fine for me, you know? Um yeah, it's absolutely like it's fine for me. You know? So not really weird, but yeah. Um the Trash Dragon, no. That pretty much that's like I'm I'm sorry. Like, was hold on, was Blopsy the Trash Dragon a D&D name, if I may ask? Because if it is, then I probably took way too long to figure that out, and that is a big whoopsie. Um, like, my God. Um, yeah, that is a big whoops. You know. Um, yeah, like holy mother of God, because that does sound like a D&D name. Um, Got a fair. Sorry, I was just listening to like the Black Album by Metallica. Like I was listening to Metallica's Black Album, and it's just in my head now. We got the fair old da. Oh no 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 no! Is it because you made it up, or let me see? And I put it backwards. Trash Dragon is just a wink at my job. Ah, gotcha. See my sunshine. Okay, that's totally fair. That's valid. Um, ah, okay, I get it. But it does seem like a D&D name, but I don't know. I've only played one campaign, like ever. I've only played one campaign. Um, and it was with my boyfriend and other people, so that was pretty much it. Um, yeah, I've never really. I like D&D. It's just that I'm not in love with it. You know. Um, yeah, I'm one of those people who gets into something, and then that's it. Um, and Blopsy has been my gaming name since the immemorial. Ever since some stupid guys in middle school gave me an insulting nickname. Yeah, that's pretty much that's the best thing about stuff. You know, it's like yeah, it's pretty much like yeah, let's go for it. You know, um, um, my God, like I have a gaming name. Well, do I have a gaming name? No, it was no, actually. But the best kind of nickname is the ones that is meant to be insulting, but you just wear it as a badge of honor. You know? Um, yeah, I had insulting nicknames, but eventually I just changed my name. Although the insulting nickname was elementary school, and I didn't change my name until like 2020, but eh. Can I just say eh? um, but like, but yeah, yeah, that's just me. Um, but you know, you come a long way since middle school, and I'm glad that you're using it as a badge of honor. Um, sorry, I just wanted to do that. Um, yeah, like I don't have a I have a stupid gaming name, but I do not have I didn't use it as an insult. It wasn't originally an insulting name. My gaming name was Drama Jama. Um, Drama as in like Drama, and Jama like Jamma. And the only reason I know about that, I did that, is because there was, you know how on TV, like certain channels will actually censor or make up words to censor bad words, like Me, myself, and Irene. Like, a few characters use the term mother effer, but on syndication they say mama jama. They're like mama jama, and it was like, oh god, it's clear that they've boulderized it, and so I decided, hey, why not just make something like that? And I like drama classes, so how about drama jama, huh? Huh? And yeah, that was pretty much how it was. That was pretty much me, you know. Yeah, that was pretty much like my game, where my gaming name came from. I have a YouTube channel that I don't want to talk about out loud because it's my thing, and I do stuff on it, and you will never get like I don't want to talk, but I actually have a name which actually it came from a rap name. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to become a rapper. Um, yeah, like when I was a small kid, I actually wanted to be a rapper, and I actually made lyrics, which I still have to this day. I still have those lyrics. I just don't want to, I don't want to. I'll say them out loud. I did read a few lyrics, but that was after my rap period. And what was it called? It was my rap period, my hip hop period. And I actually got that name off of somebody off the radio I listened to one morning. And I was like, what is this? And it's like, do, 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 do. I'm like, okay. And, like, it was like my rap name it was like a full name, so the first name was Took, and this is before I knew what a toque was, like a hat that you put on your head, like a ski cap, and yeah, I genuinely thought that that was a cool rap name, and I tried to be a rapper and it just did not work. It was um to put it bluntly, it lasted for 2 years, and then I got into rock music, and I started just playing bass, you know? And that was so much, it's so, playing bass guitar is so less, it's so much less embarrassing than trying to become a rapper. Even though, again, I have my favorite albums of all time as like hip hop albums, you know? These are not the type of hip hop albums that I thought I would ever listen to, but whatever. This one's my favorite album of all time, and it made me the person who I am today. And this one I listen to because it inspires me to become creative. Um, yeah. I have a lot of things here. I realize I have 3 albums, one DVD, one game, a poster, one lamp, and a Pokemon. Who wants gum? Who wants gum indeed? Cheers. Mm. So I hope everybody's Thursday is gonna be doing okay. Rootin' tootin'. Uh, Blopsy, I think you should maybe refresh. I think you should refresh your what's it called? Refresh your page because I think you are a little behind, or maybe I'm behind. I'm not sure. I think you're a little behind. Um, a little behind. I'm not sure. Um, damn drop frames. The frames drop more than I drop rhymes in elementary school. It was God, those lyrics were so bad. Like the first thing I ever wrote was a song called About Peoples, and it was homophobic to say it. It was really homophobic. Like it was really homophobic. Like it was during a time when like it was during the time it was during the time when like yeah, maybe refresh. Um skip, like refresh. Um like it's like holy mother of God, you know? Not you. I'm just talking about yeah, I'm just talking about what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I'm just talking about what's the word I'm looking for? Um um like I'm talking about my very first song I wrote, and it was homophobic. And it was during and I wrote it during a time when it was okay to be homophobic in hip hop music. Um Not anymore, but like it was written at a time when it was okay to like make fun of gay people. Um it definitely is not cool now, you know? It's not cool now, but like I still have those lyrics. It's in the other room. I can absolutely say that I had improved my lyrics from elementary school to high school, because at least in high school I got a lot more introspective. Granted, even at the time I'm like, maybe this isn't gonna hold up when in the future. Like I at least was self aware enough to know like I don't think that these lyrics are gonna be great, but I'm gonna write them anyways. I'm gonna try very hard, but I'm gonna write them anyways. Um, but yeah, that was pretty much like my thing. Um, but I can absolutely say I've come a long way from making fun of gay people in songs, you know? And like, there are some people who just think it's good enough to not put effort into funny songs. Like, I'm not saying that the lyrics I did were funny. They are not. They are very piss poor, and I'm ashamed of my younger self for writing those lyrics. But then again, I was my younger self, and I just had to get the kinks out. Um, but there are people who think that just because, yeah, they think just because it's great, just because, what's the word I'm looking for? Just because, um, it's like it's a funny song doesn't mean that you can't try. Like you can try to make funny music. You just have to put effort into it. Like Weird Al Yankovic. You know, Weird Al Yankovic absolutely makes funny music. He makes parodies, but he actually takes the time to make them funny. You know? He gets permission first, and then he takes the time. That's why something like Smells Like Nirvana holds up, because he actually took the time to make it funny. And it's still funny to this day. But some people just say, "Oh, I can make a parody," and it's just like half-assed. Like, also Flight of the Conchords. They're hilarious, but they're also musicians at first. Or even hell, even going as far as Flight of the Conchords. What about Spinal Tap, who are comedians, but they also studied music, you know? Like Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Christopher Guest. All of them are musicians and comedians. And they actually play other characters. They play fictional characters in the band. Like Amish Paradise is absolutely funny because yeah, he also did some research about like Amish um like um like Amish people, you know? That's totally fair. Like Weird Al is still amazing because of it. Yeah, exact. Um, and also like he did that dangerous stunt where he was actually like there was a risk that house would fall on top of him. Yeah, like holy crap, that actually took time to walk and talk backwards. Like it's like it was dangerous, but not as dangerous as like like having a house be risked. a risk to be fall on top of, you know? Um, yeah, like that was a risk, but still, it was fine, you know? And Weird Al, despite the goofy nature of him, he's still a hard worker. And that's what some people don't realize. Like, you can absolutely you can, like, be humorous, but actually put effort into your sense of humor, you know? Um, but some people just want, like, hey, yeah, ha, I can do it, and they come out with the worst possible garbage. Like, Kid Rock. Kid Rock thinks he's funny. Like, remember when Kid Rock made that video and everybody said that that was Weird Al Yankovic? And then it turned out that it was like, Weird Al's like, oh no, thank you for everybody, but that's not me. That's actually Kid Rock. So yeah, nobody takes Kid Rock seriously, like everybody takes Weird Al seriously as a musician. Like, you might not like his parodies, like all of his parodies. Like, I personally think that his Bedrock Anthem parody is my least favorite. And this is coming from a woman who loves the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's not that I don't like Weird Al Yankovic doing parodies of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love Weird Al. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I personally do not think that I don't like that song. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's an interview with Flea, like, and like the what's it called? Behind the Music with Weird Al, and Flea was, and there was that got to the part about like Bedrock Anthem, and Flea was there was an interview with Flea, and he's like, um, I just couldn't get into it. Like, it's not, and the comments were like, Flea doesn't know shit. Like, Flea doesn't know what he's talking about, and I'm like, I get where Flea's talking about. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The band let him make fun of the song. Like, they would not have done it otherwise, And people are like, "Oh God, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are so far up their own ass," and it's like, not really. They actually gave Weird Al permission to parody two of their songs at the time, like "Give It Away" and "Under the Bridge." They gave him permission. So yes, they have a sense of humor, and people tend to forget that the Red Hot Chili Peppers were not a '90s band, and they're an '80s band. They came from the '80s, and they were not meant to be taken seriously at all. You know? Hell, even Give It Away, the music video, they were not supposed to be taken seriously in that video. They were just like in glitter in black and white. And they do like all sorts of these goofy things. Like, and yet people are like, they took themselves too serious. It's like, no, it's just that they personally didn't like the song, you know? And how come people actually say that Michael Jackson is so far of his own ass, and then kind of forget that Weird Al gave him permission to make fun of 98% of his musical output? It's like, okay, so people just don't like. People tend to forget that Michael Jackson, yes, he can be far up his own ass, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a childish side to him. Like, with the exception of Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson gave Weird Al whatever he wanted. People tend to forget that just when the bad music video set was about to be struck down, Weird Al's people was like, wait, we're going to use this. We have to use this for, like, the Fat by Weird Al, So leave this all alone, So it's like, Michael Jackson gave permission, so I don't know why people just kind of give him a pass, but the reason as to why people give Michael Jackson a pass in terms of Weird Al is because those are classics, like Eat It and Fat. Yeah, those are classics that I'm pretty sure a lot of people can get into. Bedrock Anthem, it just seems like a bit dated. It is, Can I just say that? It's just for me. And then people attack Flea because he was just not into it. It's not that he wasn't into it. I completely understand why he's not into it. It's because it's not really a great Weird Al parody, you know. And it's not because I'm a Flintstones fan. It's just that I'm not a big fan of like, you know, I'm not. It just didn't work for me. I don't know if like Bedrock Anthem worked for anybody else. It just personally did not work for me, you know? That's all I'm saying. And that's totally fine. Like I don't like I love there are like songs by musicians that I love that I do not like. Like perfect example, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I do not really like a few of their songs, you know? Um like I do not like songs from their first album or their second. Like their first two albums are absolutely flawed and sometimes I have to skip them. Like no musician is perfect. I don't care what, you know? Or Green Day. One of my favorite bands is Green Day. I don't like 21 Guns. And I also think that Good Riddance Time of Your Life is overplayed, you know? And also Pearl Jam. Like I love Pearl Jam, but I do not like the song Bugs. Like I remember when I straight up sent my boyfriend uh Pearl Jam's Bugs on Discord and he's like, "What the is that?" He stopped it for about 10 seconds and he's like, "Nope, I'm not doing this right now." Um, you know? What's the word I'm looking for? What was it? What was I going to say? Okay, every good band can have hits and misses. Exactly. I don't know why people absolutely will go ape crap about every single song. It's like, I understand, but can you just take a step back and see that there might be a few songs that you might not like? You know? There's gonna be some songs that you probably do not like in the grand scheme of things. Like, I collect albums. My favorite rapper of all time is Chaos. But even I can admit that he doesn't have like wall to wall bangers, you know? Um, like, yeah, he doesn't really have wall to wall bangers, even though I love his music, you know? Um, I don't know, maybe they're just gonna have to grow up and see, like, objectively, you know? Because there's only so much time that you can be a stan. Oh my god, being a stan. People tend to forget that the term stan is from, like, an Eminem song. Like, people absolutely forget that. Like even people older than me forget that that term is from an Eminem song. It is an Eminem song, and it's not the best. Like maybe don't say stand like I stand this or like I'm a big stan of this musician, because the point of the song "Stan" is that the main character, the title character, is a lunatic. People tend to forget about that, you know? Like he was a big fan of Eminem and then like he didn't actually like write back and he becomes increasingly angry and unhinged the more the song goes, you know? Starts out as a fanboy, like a little eccentric, and then it just turns into like deranged, you know? So I have like so saying that you're a stan for something is not the best term. Just say you're a fan. Like just say you're a fan. Don't say that you stan this. Otherwise, every time I hear stan, my first thought is Stan from South Park. Well, imagine if Eminem was singing about that character. But, you know, I haven't watched South Park in years. But it's not because, like, I still respect South Park. The problem is that I haven't really. I believe I used that term when Stan had the wristbands for Belarus. Did they? Wait, did they actually use it? Um, because, wait, did they actually use that term in South Park? Because I'm pretty, like, hold on. South Park Belarus. Hold on a minute. Belarus. Let me see something. A sauce for applesauce. stripped, Tim Conway. Um, Stand Ground. It was a movement called Stand Ground. Okay, that's why. It's not stand, it's stand ground, where adherents wear bracelets to express nonconformity, independence of thoughts, and authenticity. Um, yeah, it's pretty much like, yeah, stand ground. Yeah, and it came out in 2012. The term only got traction not too long ago, like a few years ago. Like that episode which you talked about, that came out in 2012. The term "stan" came out like in the early 2020s, late 2010s. Um, and at least with "stand ground," it actually expresses independence or whatever. And then it just, but "stan" is much more of a darker term. I don't know. In my head, it just turned into "stan." That's fair, you know. Um, I'm just surprised that like a term from the year 2000 is now like a song from the year 2000 is now like a term that. So I always thought that people were referring to that when they say "we stand." That seems like an Iron Man thing. It's like or Venom. It's what is it? It's like "we stand" is pretty much like the new "we are Venom." All right. We are Venom or whatever, you know? But yeah, it's absolutely fascinating how people are picking up on that, you know, just picking up on the stand movement, even though it's like, yeah, can I just say that? Yeah, you know? Um, but I wish those people actually listen to the song. I want the people who say "we stand" to listen to Eminem's song. Like, if they do, they're gonna actually regret saying "we stand." You know, like, oh, they're gonna have so much regrets afterwards. You know, because again, that song is not positive. It's pretty much like a loony fan, which I call Swifties or the Beehive. You know, um, I mean, the term "stan" is a lot more relevant these days because, like, actually, come to think of it, hold on. Yeah, that actually checks out. Actually, what like the ones who say "we stand," like a lot of the ones who say "we stand" are the most dangerous people. It's like, or they probably don't say "we stand." Like, especially the Swifties who will actually dox people for revenge porn. Like like when Taylor Swift was always in the news because she told younger people to vote, and that scared like Fox News and like the right wing. That scared the right wing, and it's like doesn't stand for stalker fan. Um, Not stalker really, but it's more along the lines of overzealous to the point of it is stalker fan. It's kind of stalker fan, but it's I think stand is a lot more like obsessing over something. Like we stand somehow at the same time. I don't think that they use it properly. Hi, Ice Dragon X. I hope you're doing okay. Welcome on in. Hopefully you're doing okay. Um, the term stan is pretty much like overzealous fan, like obsessing about something, like a Taylor stan, like we stand Taylor, like being overzealous of Taylor Swift. And like I remember like a few months ago when Taylor Swift straight up said to younger people, "Hey, vote." And then some people, and then like the right wing got absolutely like over the hill because like it's like why is a young person telling younger people to vote? And at one point, there was somebody. I think his name was I forgot his name, Charlie Kirk, I think. He and three other people absolutely hated Taylor so much because she voted. She told other people to vote that they were like, "Ew, she's ugly. Like, what type of person would like her? Like, she's so ugly." And they're like, she's so ugly. Like, what man wants her? Despite the fact that she has dated several people, it's like, she's so ugly. Why is she like this? Like, she's disgusting. And one of them was like, does she have any eggs left? And it's like, what does that have to do with anything? Why would you, like, what does not, like, why, where does Taylor Swift having eggs have to do with you not liking her? You know, it's like, but I guarantee you, like, if Taylor Swift was for the rights, they would love her. But she's not. But she is for women's rights. She is for trans rights. She is for equal rights. So naturally, when she tells people that to vote, other people are angry. But you know, the right wing have Kid Rock, somebody who has not really been relevant to the point to where he puts out an album and there's like a snowflake advisory sticker, and then it sells poorly because nobody listens to Kid Rock anymore. And now I know what you're thinking. Kid Rock has been around after the year 2003. Give me a perfect example of a stan. Sorry about that. I'm glad that you're doing fine, but can you give me a perfect example of a stan? Um, because all I can think about, like, and like the Swifties are also stans. Like they stand Taylor Swift to the point to where somebody wrongfully so goes on Twitter and shares revenge porn. Yeah, I know. Like I mentioned that song before, the song "Stan." Like I mentioned that song before. Um, yeah, I absolutely mentioned that. And some people don't know that the term "stan" comes from the Eminem song "Stan." And yeah, I want those people to actually go ahead and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Listen to the song actually, just to see that. Hold on a minute. Like, I genuinely want those people who say they stan to actually listen to the song because the song isn't about like a person who loves someone but obsesses to the point of murder suicide. That is how like Stan ends, you know? A like it is a massive dark song. Um but they're overzealous like yeah, but Ice Dragon X, I knew that song ever since I started listening to Eminem. I think that was like the third song I ever heard from him. And and you know, the reason being is that everybody has to start somewhere in terms of like Eminem. Like I didn't know where to start with Eminem like when I was a kid. So what I did was I got the so what I ended up doing, I played it safe. I went to the store and got this. Like Curtain Call by Eminem, like the original copy. Like it's pretty much it's old, but at the same time, like I need somewhere to start. Granted, the first song you hear is a song called Fack, but from what I understand, that song is pretty much like, you know, that song is pretty much like a shit post, you know. Um, like I got this, and I'm like, okay, this is fair, you know. Um, and I remember my uncle. I bought this before I went to my uncle's place because I went to Saturday school. I and my mom dropped me off at a store so I can get this album, and I got it. And my uncle was like, "Wait, they let you buy this? It has parental advisory." I'm like, I was like, yeah, okay. I'm genuinely surprised I still have it. It's still in good condition too. And yeah, so I got this is the first Eminem album I have. 8 Mile soundtrack technically, but this is the first full Eminem album. My God, I had such good times with this. Um, but yeah, like some people have never heard the song "Stand," yet they use that term. Um, and it's really sad. It's really sad because again, once they listen to it, they're gonna regret what they said before. Though granted, they're kind of overzealous. Like, the Taylor Swift fan, like there was revenge porn of Taylor Swift, and then they actually doxed or they tried to dox somebody. Like they found out where their house is. It was actually really interesting to like look into because like Swifties will dox anybody, and it was like all over Twitter to the point to where it became news, like actual news. Like they knew the person's name, they knew where they went to school, so like their face was everywhere for a while, and then it turned out that they doxed the wrong house. So yeah, or they got the wrong address. So that's a whoops. Um, but it was surprising, but what an ending, right? what an absolute what an absolute ending, wasn't it? Um but like also I wanted to talk about the fact that the person who I rated yesterday, um like she ended up going to sleep soon afterwards, and she talked, and while she was sleeping she was streaming commercials from the 80s and 90s, and some people were looking at it and go, I wish, like, how come they don't make ads like this today? How come they don't make commercials like this today? And I'm like, well, would you actually watch them? Like, would you actually watch those ads? Because here's the thing, you say that you'll watch them, but at the same time, we live in an age where we have ad blocks, and also we don't really watch cable TV anymore. The commercials are probably still there, it's just that we don't want to watch them, you know? And the reason that's why we look fondly of like commercials from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s is because it was pre-internet, and our attention span was kind of okay. It was okay at best. Not great, but it was okay. But we actually had them shown to us at a regular basis. But now we live in a point in time where we don't want to see ads on YouTube, and we would complain. So we would just roll our eyes and just say, no, we don't. Well, we're just waiting for like 15 seconds or whatever. So, like, what makes you think that we will be able to like watch things if we want to skip them over? Like, there's no point. Like, you can absolutely complain all you want, but you can't have it both ways. You know, you absolutely can't have it both ways. You can't wish for commercials to be like how they were, but not take the time to actually watch commercials on TV or complain about skipping ads on YouTube. It's really weird. But that's just me. Um, my mother of God. Morning.
Morning. So you never thought that you're talking about slang people don't use anymore.
People still use the term stan.
It definitely going the way of like groovy and all that though.
I'm so glad that I stopped saying groovy years ago.
Yes, yes. It's not like it went out of style in the 80s.
It, I only, it came back during that swing era.
Yeah, I guess.
That 1 or 2 year swing era revival because of the movie The Mask. My God, I forgot how short that like era was. Like that was a short era. Like Mamba number five. What was it? Mamba number five. Macarena. I'm not sure. Oh damn it! I'm not actually sure. Like that swing revival was absolutely as short lived as like a new Fox show in the 2000s. Okay, Macarena came out in 1993. Um, and Mamba November 5 came out in. What was it? 1999. My God, it was just bits and pieces, weren't there? But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I'm a, like, I think I've been an overzealous. Have I actually been an overzealous fan of something? Have I? I think I've toned it down a little bit. Like, people, has there actually been like, what's it called? Like, somebody who you would actually kind of obsess over when you were a kid? Like, I'm trying to think right now. Who did I over? Who did I over like? I'm not sure, but I know there has to be like somebody who I went overzealous over. You know, like there is no way in hell I was really calm. Like even as an over the top kid, like a person who would actually like what's the word? Like a person who would actually like um I forgot. But yeah, like I genuinely, you know, like I. Oh wait, no wait, that's not true. It wasn't as a kid. It was the complete opposite as an adult. Natalie Wynn, yeah. Oh yeah, I used to be like it was pretty like my not a I don't want to say obsession, but it was more like the last. I think it was pretty much like the second verse of the last verse of Eminem Stan. Like I think it was that. Oh God, it was that. Where I would hate on her every step of the way. Like no matter how bad things got, I would blame her. So, yeah, I was pretty much. I wasn't a stan, but I was absolutely hateful. Like I absolutely was pretty much like putrid hate filled. So, um, yeah, for that I will keep apologizing for that because like it was not the best idea to do all of that. You know, um, like